Okay, so although I have uploaded the instructions for the Code of Conduct project, I can go ahead and tell it to you and upload this video in my own words. So you need to pick two companies, two Fortune 500 companies that is reflective of what your personal ethical views are. Now, for those of you who are working in a group, maybe this is something you need to discuss first with your teammates. So your paper, I guess, won't be all over, or maybe if you split, you can each take a view. Because remember, for those two companies, you're going to have to list their code of conduct first. So it'll be stated in your paper, whatever two companies you choose. You list the name of the first company, list their code of conduct, list the name of the second company, list their code of conduct. Okay, so you pick one of the company's pick one of the company's code of conduct and pick at least 5 code of conduct statements you agree with and can relate with and explain why. And this is why I'm saying you may want to break it up. Maybe one person wants to do the for, maybe the other person wants to do the against. It's completely up to you. But make sure when you list how you relate, you need to have at least 3 sentences, explaining how you relate to their code of conduct. And then you will also pick one of the companies. I'm hoping it's the other company. Hopefully you're picking the one you relate to that you can elaborate on, and the other company you choose, maybe you don't relate to it as much. But if that's not the case, if you relate to both companies and one particular company, you relate to some things and you don't relate to some things, I don't mind if you use the same company for both. Or maybe you want to list what you don't relate to for both companies, because maybe you relate to 99% of each of the companies. So remember, you just need to be able to expound on why you don't for whichever one. But that's just the minimum. I don't want to limit you. If you agree with 99% of each of the companies, maybe you want to list the 1% for one company you don't agree and why, and 1% of the other company you don't agree and why. It's completely up to you. As you can see from the examples I uploaded, you had some that were 5 pages and you had some that were over 10 pages. It's completely up to you. Just make sure you meet all of the requirements. So the one you disagree and you explain why, you also need to give me at least 3 sentences why also. And it says, now write your own code of conduct for a fictitious business. Follow similar format from your 2 research companies' code of conduct. Please do not plagiarize, because you're going to submit this and I will check and it will tell me, and I don't want to have to give a bad grade because you plagiarized from another company or from the internet. Make sure you have a reference page because technically you are writing a paper. Make sure you have a reference page. It can be MLA style. The reference should not be at the bottom of the paper. It should be its own page. And that's about it. If you have I guess further questions, you can send me an email. You or your group can send me an email. I also randomly, for the ones the 3 groups out there, I'll be reading your discussion links to see, how everything's going and if you have questions. But otherwise, just send me an email and I'll get back with you. I know, time is running out in this course. We only have like 2 weeks left. So the sooner you can start working on it and get your questions in, the faster I can get back with you. And you can get your paper turned in. All right. Thank you.